G'day all, welcome back to Dad versus Son. And we're about to go on with a bit of Panzer Grenadier. And it's all Ruff's fault. Ruff and Tony, they've talked me back into it. This is a game that I haven't played in donkey's years. I have Eastern Front and Desert Rats. So I decided to go with Desert Rats and start with the first scenario. So we use map 5. This is map 5, and it is a very large map. So just to give you an idea, it goes from all the way up here to all the way down here, and it's got some hills on it. Excuse me. So I've put hill markers on. So this will be a level 1 hill, level 2, level 1 here, again level 2 here, and again a level 1 and a level 2, no hill here, and have this nice little track running along here. So let's get into this. We'll just pull it down like this. And scenario 1, Conquista del Somaliland, 11th August 1940. After taking several weeks to assemble troops and supplies, the Italian army embarked on its greatest victory of World War II, the conquest of British Somaliland. The Italians launched about 35,000 men against the colony, held by a little over a third that many British and colonial troops. The Central Italian column headed for the capital of Berbera. The Italians found a fortified British position at Tug el Argan, a formidable natural obstacle, and this is our little fortified obstacle here. The game length is 30 turns, and we start here at 7:30 in the morning. Stick that on there now, like that. For 30 turns, so we will go over to 14:45 in the afternoon. Right, the Italians' morale is 7-5, and their initiative is 3, and they will lose 1 initiative for every 6 step losses. The Punjabis are initiative 2 and a morale of 7-6, and they'll reduce initiative by 1 every 4 step losses. It's daytime, so the spotting range is 12 hexes, so we can get that out of the way for the time being. Now, forces wise, the Italians have all colonial troops themselves, so they have 16 Fanterini, I think they're called. So there are 4-2 with a movement of 3. So I've just put 4 in each thing here. They have 3 MIT, which is these guys over here, which are pretty damn good at a 6-4, but only a movement of 2. They have 4 BAN, which are their worst troops at a 3-1. But again, movement of 4, so these are their fastest troops, and these are their slowest best troops. They also get 2 81mm mortars, and they also get 2 65mm cannon, which have a 414 on them, so strength 4 for 14. But they don't have any trucks or anything else, so once these are set up, I'm not sure exactly what's supposed to happen, because it doesn't say anything about trucks or shit. No, it doesn't. So I'm not sure if that's a a problem, and they should actually have some trucks because this is movement zero, and I think they should probably have some trucks. In all fairness, let's get this out of the way. So we go to British red pieces. Trucks. So I'm going to give them 2 trucks. Because I think that is just the way it's supposed to go, even though it doesn't show it. Now, that doesn't say they're portees or anything else, so yeah. So we'll just grab these 2 trucks here and put them down beside these guys here. The mortars, they're only ones, so that's that. Now, they get, let's grab this, Italians. There we go. Italian desert rat leaders. They get 1 colonel. So he's a 900. I'll just drag that over there so we don't do anything stupid. 3 capitanos. So 3 captains. So here's the first one. He's a 9 with a 1 for attack. Second one, an 8 with a 1 for attack. And the third one, a 9 with no bonuses. And then they get 5 tenetes. So 5 lieutenants. Okay, so we've got a 9 with a morale of 1. Oh, a 10 with a morale of 1. A 9 with no bonuses. A 7 with no bonuses. And a 9 with a morale bonus as well. So that is them. All set to go. Now the Brits, the Punjabis, elements of the 3rd of the 15th Punjabi set up first in any hill hexes. At least 2 units must be placed on each hill. Entrenchments may be placed in 1 hex on each hill containing Indian units. All other units may begin dug in. Now they get 10 infantry, which is 4 3s with a 3 movement. They get 3 HMGs, so firepower of 8, range 4 with 2 movement. They get 1 3-inch mortar, which is a firepower of 8 for a range of 9 with 1 movement. And they get a 2-pounder. Why they've got the 2-pounder? It only has anti-armor value, so I suppose it can fire at the trucks. And they get a Bren carrier, which drags the 2-pounder. So that is what they get. So it's got a movement of 7 with a 6 firepower for 4 range. Now, they have a mix of British officers and Punjabi officers. So we'll get the British officers out first. And they have 1 major. Oh, and he's rubbish. A 7-0. Again, we'll just drag this off here so it's out of the way. They get 2 captains. Oh, a 10 with a 1 morale modifier and a 9 with no modifiers. And they get 3 lieutenants. A 9 with no modifiers. An 8 with no modifiers. and a 8 with 1 attack modifier. So again, this tr- British officers in charge of um, colonial troops rings relatively true in that you've got a major who's probably been out there forever, getting pretty bloody old, had lots of gin slings and everything else, um, and is probably a little bit past it at the stage, so he's not doing all that well. The captains are coming along nicely, and the lieutenants are young and vigorous, ready to go. Now, other than that, they also have a subadar, which is I think they call them Viceroy's Commissioned Officers. So British leaders may command Indian units, including leaders, and are present in all scenarios, including Indian units. Indian leaders are Viceroy's Commissioned Officers, VCOs. A VCO may command Indian, but not British units other than transport or Bren carriers. The VCO order of seniority is Subadar Major, Subadar, Naib Subadar, and Havildar. A Subadar Major is considered to rank lower than the lowest ranking British leader. So if the Brits had a sergeant here, then this Indian officer would still be below him. So the Subadar's pretty damn fine. He's an experienced bloke who's probably come up through the ranks and everything else. He's a 9 with a 1 modifier for both attack and for morale. And he also gets a Naib Subadar, who is, again, pretty damn fine. He's got an 8 with no modifiers. So that is that. So this is our British force, and we have to have people on the hills. The hills are alive. So the other thing I forgot, sorry, is that the Italians have got 1 8-power off-board artillery. So I'm just leaving it over there so we can see it. So how are we going to do this? So special rules we've already gone through. That's only the lowering of initiative. Victory conditions. The Italian player wins a minor victory if at the end of play all hexes comprising any 2 of the 3 hills are Italian controlled. The Italian player wins a major victory if at the end of play all hill hexes are Italian controlled and at least 4 Italian steps have been eliminated. Should losses be too light, the High Command will not believe there has been real fighting. And let's be honest, that's how a lot of generals and all the rest of it were. No. You might have taken all the objectives, so it must have been easy because there weren't very many casualties. The Indian player wins a major victory if at the conclusion of play, all hexes comprising any 2 of the 3 hills are Indian controlled. The Indian player wins a minor victory if 10 or more Italian steps have been eliminated. The player with the greater degree of victory wins. If neither or both players win, the result is a draw. And the conclusion for this battle in real life was the Eritreans of the 14th Brigade, which is all these mob, Eritreans, fought well, driving forward despite heavy losses. They cleared all of the hilltop positions dominating the road. Da-da-dum, da-dum. Setting the stage for a rapid Italian advance. The British shrugged away the defeat as one made inevitable by Italian numbers. But the Italian ability to move troops over inhospitable terrain and fight afterwards shocked their command. So that is that. Don't think we've got anything else. What else we got? Nothing else greatly. I'll keep an eye on things anyways. But righto, so we need to set out the Brits, and we need at least 2 units placed on each hill and entrenchments may be placed in one hex on each hill containing Indian units. Okay, so we've got to have somebody up on this hill here, right up the top. So what are we going to put up there? And knowing the Brits, they would want a fallback position. So they'd probably want one of their lieutenants back there, or maybe a captain. But I think probably a lieutenant. We got an 8-0, an 8-1, and a 9-0. So let's go for this lieutenant. Now, we'd probably have one HMG on each hill, just to be on the safe side. We've only got one mortar, so that's going to have to be on the forward hills, because it's only got a range of 9. The anti-tank, the 2-pounder. In fact, we'd probably have this lieutenant in charge of these. So if we put those two together and with a machine gun, with the lieutenant, we'll drag all those buggers up here. And grab this and clone it. Clone it. I did. Okay. So we can put that up here on this hill. Now, if we put it there, that's going to cover off all down this way. And we'll take all of these here and probably put the heavy machine gun in the entrenchment with the lieutenant. Now the Bren is basically a truck for this. It's not an armored fighting vehicle as such. All transport and weapon units are not treated as AFVs. The British Bren and Indian ACW are not treated as AFVs for purposes of assault. Okay, so I think we'll just stick the machine gun and the 2-pounder and the lieutenant there and our machine gun thing. Now he can't then, can he? In fact, we will rock you. We're going to put him on the bottom because he's going to be about the most usefulest. Can't. Like that, like that, like that, and the lieutenant. So that gives them good sight out this way, and just out this way. And out. Yeah, it's a bit hard for... Well, this is sloping, so they can see out this way as well. Right. Now we've got this hill here. So I think what we need is some people in the lower areas and some in the higher areas. So if we put 2 there, They're in the, oops. We've effectively got 6 for each hill. In fact, those need to go there. That way they can fire across this way, that way, this way. And then two here, one here with a machine gun. And we put what? One man up the top there with the major. We put a captain with a morale boost here. We put a lieutenant here, and we put the Naib Subadar here. And this we put the entrenchment here under the major, and then these guys are all dug in, and these guys are all dug in as well. Now the only thing that's going to get us is if they try and go around the sides. That's a problem, isn't it? Because we've only got a range of 3 and 4, but we're trying to protect the road. So let's move this guy to here, this guy to here. There. Okay, so again, digging in. Look, like I said, it's a long time since I've played this, and my tactical skills are just outstanding, of course, as you can see. And we'll put the mortar up here with the major. Right, now the other entrenchment will go up over onto this hill. Oops. Just want the entrenchment. Up there, we put the heavy machine gun in that entrenchment, so he can still fire along here because this is sloping. We'll put the captain up there. And then again, 1, 2, almost 2. The other 2 here. Now, what have I got up there? Infantry and the 3 in. Yep. So they can fire out that way, but the mortar can fire anyway. They're not going to block each other for firing. And we've got these 2. Subadar here. Here. These guys are all dug in. Now that leaves a huge big opening here because we've got range 3, 1, 2, 3 down to the road. Range 3 here, 1, 2, 3. So if they come either side of the road, we've got to go 1, 2, 3. So, but they want to take the hills, which is the main thing. Right. This one is a delete. Said delete. Right. So that's all the Brits, the Punjabis, Commonwealth troops all set out. I'm going to save game because this is my setup. Now all these guys come on at the southern edge. Okay, so so these are going to have to be trucked in straight up like that. And they've got a movement of 8. The mortars have got a movement of 1 for a range of 10. So I think what we want to do is hit this hill first. So this mortar here, I suppose mortar here, trucky here, and trucky here. Bum, 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 bum. Mortar only moves 1, so we'll put our bestest troops with them because they only move 2. So mortar, and there's only 3 of them. Yeah. 1 and 2 there. Is good. So these can go with this. This is 3 plus a truck moment. Which is probably a little. I could end up with trouble with that. Let's put this one and this one together. Does matter, does it? Ah! Just being silly at the moment. Okay, so that can come on there, that can come on there, those can come on there. That's just 2 units, and if it gets hit by something, that'll become 3 units. So that is good. Righto. These move 4, these move 3. So we're going to take some of these units over here. Got 3 units there. Go 1, 2, 3. 2, 3 is 6. Going to come around that way. These guys, I want them to basically go running up the road. Boy, people. 1 in reserve. And 1, 2, 3. 3. Put him with him. These 3 will come this way. Well, okay, so I've got two distinct groups as such. That one can go with. Be in two groups of two. Okay. So we've got 5 lieutenants, 3 captains, and a colonel, and a partridge in pair 3. So I think the colonel wants to be here to start with. And give him this captain here. This captain will be in charge over here. This captain here, and we've got 5 netties. This is our best netty. You better help the colonel. This is our worst netty. You better come over this way. In fact, this is our best here. Let's move this to Captain Neil. In there. And we'll spread these out a bit. One will go with this one, and this one will go with this one. So this captain can do this guy, this captain can do this guy can come over and then eventually come in either one. This one doesn't have a leader at the moment, so that's no good. Righto, Colonel. Start with, you can have them as well. And this Tenetti. And that's it. We are set up. So, what are we trying to achieve? These 4 units here, I can bring that over there so it can just go. We'll come up on these guys here. These 5 units here will come up on here and try and take them out, and then both will try and move forward and take this out. And that is that. I suppose I could have put those other ones up here up front as well, but that'd just give them a free ride up there if it comes to that. So we'll see how it goes. So that is the setup ready to go, and I think that's 33 minutes odd. I think that will do fine. So we are set up good to go, and when we come back, we can start 7:30 in the morning. So north to the north, south, west, east, and never the twain shall meet. So take care, be good, and I will see you for the first turn next video. Bye for now.